Now we will see the translation of trigonometric curve. First, I am talking about the horizontal. Let's say y is equal to sine x or y is equal to cos x. You can take anything. The rules are applied for both are same. So if I am doing a horizontal, that means I am moving the graph horizontally left or right. What will happen if it is moved left or right? How does it affect the sign? You will see that. So here, if original graph is y is equal to sine x and I am writing y is equal to sine of x minus c, by default this sign is negative. Or y is equal to cos x, and if I am writing y is equal to cos of x minus c, again default by middle sign is negative. So c units horizontally. That means whatever your c value, whether it's a sine or cos x minus whatever that value, it moves horizontally. But where? Horizontally can be left hand side or right side. So if c is greater than 0, that means positive number. So if I'll say x minus 30, it moves horizontally to the right. And if your c is negative, so c is say negative 30, so x minus 30 becomes x plus 30, the graph moves towards the left. So see both ways. This is I am taking a sine y is equal to cos x. Cos x always starts with the 0, 1. This is half crest, 1 trough, and this is half crest. So blue curve is your y is equal to cos x. Now I'm sketching y is equal to x plus 30. You can do this on a calculator also. And keep the domain between negative 360 to positive 360 so that you will understand how the curve is behaving. When I'm typing x plus 30, as I said, by default the sign between x and c is negative. But now here you can see it is a positive. Positive means what? C is not positive 30. Positive means what? C is negative. Because negative now it becomes positive, so c value has to be negative. If c is negative, it is moving horizontally left. So you can see here 0, 1. Now it becomes 30, 1. Negative 30, 1. Or this is your cos of 90. Now it becomes cos of 60. Okay. So every point on the blue curve moves 30 degree horizontally to the left. You can see here 30 degree. This is also 30 degree. This is 30 degree. This is 30 degrees. So as on the negative side also. Now what will happen if you are taking C positive? Positive, that means middle sign will remain negative. So see this one. I'm taking same cos x graph. Again it start from 0, 0, 1. But I'm typing cos of x minus 30. So keeping the sign between x and c is negative. X minus 30. So your red graph, which is cos of x minus 30, moves right by 30 degree. I repeat again, whether it's a sine x or cos x, when you do translation horizontally, the middle sign between x and c by default is negative. If it is a negative, then c is positive. If c is positive, then the graph moves right. If c is negative, negative of negative becomes positive like this, and then the graph moves left. This is about horizontal. Same way, vertical. Again I am taking y is equal to sine x or y is equal to cos x. Vertical, that means it goes up or down. How? If you say sine x plus d, I'm not adding this d in x. X is your angle. I'm not adding this d in x. I'm adding this d in sine x or cos x. So if d units vertically doesn't mean what? Only upward. It could be downward also. But when it is upward, when it is downward, when d is positive, that means if sine x plus 2, then your graph moves up. And when sine x minus 2 or sine x minus 3, the graph moves down. That means your y value is affected. So here, your blue curve is your original graph. This is I'm taking a sine x graph. Sine x graph starts from 0, 0. Sine 90 is 1, sine 180 is 0, sine 270 is -1, sine 360 is 0. I am typing now sine x plus 2. Please understand, don't add this 2 in x. X is an angle. So when I am typing sine x plus 2, that means the full sine x graph is moved upward by 2 units. So 0, 0 now becomes 0, 2. This is 0, 2. 90, 1 becomes 90, 3 because 2 units up. 1 plus 2 becomes 3. Then 180, 0 becomes 180, 2. 270, -1 becomes 270, -1 plus 2 is +1. And 360, 0 becomes 360, +2. If I'll repeat the same thing, instead of +2, if I'll do -2 or -3, the graph moves downward by that much unit. This is your sine x, and this red curve is your sine x -3. So every point on the original curve of sine x moves down by 3 units, whether it's a positive or negative angle. This is a vertical translation. Now let's move ahead and find out the amplitude. Amplitude, I'm taking again sine x or cos x. The rules are applied for both curves same. If y is equal to sine x, and now I'm writing y is equal to a sine x plus d, or y is equal to a cos x plus d. So here, right now the sine x multiplier is nothing but a 1, or cos x multiplier is nothing but 1. So 1 is your amplitude. That is why sine x maximum value is +1 and minimum value is -1. You can see here. This is a +1 and this is -1. Okay. Now I am multiplying by a. So whatever sine coefficient means what? A number multiplied by sine graph or cos graph, a, that is your amplitude. What is the formula for amplitude? Amplitude, if I want to find out the a value, and if provided that they have given the graph something like that, you always use this formula, max y minus mean y upon 2. Max y, now look at this red curve. This maximum value of y is 2 and minimum value is -2. So clearly I can see that 2 is the maximum displacement traveled by particle from its mean position. So it is 2. But in case the problems are different, sometimes they will give you the value, sometimes they will not give you the value. So how do I calculate? Amplitude is max y minus mean y. So max y is 2 minus -2. So 2 minus -2 divided by 2, which is basically 2 plus 2 divided by 2, which is 4 upon 2, which is 2. So amplitude is 2. So you can see here, y is equal to sine x now becomes y is equal to 2 sine x. So 2 is your amplitude. Second, vertical shift. If I want to calculate vertical shift, now here we already seen that vertical shift is sine x plus d. But they will give you the equation, they will give you the graph, and they will ask you to show the calculation or to show that vertical shift is this much or d value is this much, particular value. So if I want to use a graph and show that the d calculation, it is almost same, max y, mean y, but middle sign is positive. So max y plus mean y divided by 2. Now here you can see sine x, there is no vertical shift, so 0. So here also 2 sine x, there is no vertical shift, is 0. Why? Because max y is 2 plus mean y is -2, that is this, divided by 2, which is this. 2 plus -2 is 0. 0 divided by 2 is 0. So there is no vertical shift is happening. So you can see here the graph is as it is. Every point is same, only the amplitude changes. The graph is not moving like every point is not moving downward or every point is not moving upward. Both graphs are starting from 0, 0, and amplitude, because of amplitude change, the height is changed. That's it. So here the same calculation of this graph. This is amplitude and vertical shift. Last part, period. Again, if you take sine x or cos x, if your angle x or angle theta is multiplied by some value, say b, that is basically number of rotations. And how do I calculate that? So see this, y is equal to sine x, your original graph. So one crest and one trough is completed between 0 to 360 degree. So one rotation. But when I am using y is equal to sine 2x, clearly I see that x is a multiplier of 2. That means it is completing 2 rotation into 0 to 360 degree. So your red graph, you can see one crest, one trough. So one wave is completing in 180 degree. So another one wave is completing in another 180 degree. That means in total 0 to 360 degree, it completes 2 waves. If I'll say y is equal to sine x to y is equal to sine 3x, it should complete 3 waves into 0 to 360. So look at here, 1, 2 and 3. So this is 1, this is 2, this is 3. So 3 waves are completed 360 degree. So one wave is completed 360 upon 3, that means 120 degree. How? That is the calculation. The period formula for sine x and cos x, if it is in radians, 2 pi upon b. What is 2 pi? 2 pi is 360 degree. So in 360 degree, how many rotations it is doing? If it is a B2, 360 upon 2, that means one wave is completing in 180. If it is a 360 upon 3, that is 120. Same way, you can write in radians. So for this part and this part, see the calculation. Y is equal to sine 2x, 360 upon 2, because this is 2, 360 upon 2 is 180 degree. So one wave is completed in 180 degree, you can see here. So you are not stopping here because you are completing in 360 degrees. So another wave is completed in 180 to 360. So total 2 rotations it is completed, or 2 waves are it completed. Or if it is in radians, 2 pi, if it is in radians, or if it is in radian, 2 pi over 2, that is pi radian. Pi means 180 degree. So one wave completes in 180 degree or pi radians. So 2 rotations in 360 degree or 2 pi radians. So this stands for number of rotations. Similarly, there is black curve. Y is equal to sine 3x, 360 upon 3 is 120 degree or 2 pi upon 3 radians. One wave completes in 120 degree or 2 pi by 3 radians. So 3 rotations in 360 degree or 2 pi radians. So final summary, if y is equal to sine x or y is equal to cos x, if I am writing y is equal to a sine bracket b times x minus c bracket complete plus d, or y is equal to a cos bracket b times x minus c bracket complete plus d, a, whether it's a sine or cos, multiplier of sine or cos is amplitude. The formula is max y minus mean y over 2. Period, x multiplier, this is your b, that means period is equal to 2 pi upon b if it is in radian, or 360 upon b if it is in degree. X minus c is positive, the graph moves left, and if c is negative, the graph moves right. How many units? By c units. And plus d is a vertical shift. If d is positive, the graph moves upward by that value, and d is negative, the graph moves downward by that value. Thank you.